Is this thing on? Welcome to Rebooted the podcast. I'm your host, Alida Hernandez. Come join me weekly to hear about my journey from recovery to healing after having a stroke and other life challenges. So let's get talking. Hi, everybody. It's Alida Hernandez, Rebooted the podcast. Once again, I'm here with a celebrity guest in the house today, Kalsi. And you are a world-renowned numerologist. So I'm very curious because I'm always interested about numbers and didn't really know if they even have any meaning. So I'm just curious to see your take on this.
Sure. Sure. What I practice is the Vedic tradition of numerology. As you're aware, that there are many schools of numerology. They have a system here in North America. I'm sure the South Americans have another way of looking at numbers. The Greeks have their own style, and the Hebrews have another perspective, and then the Chinese, have another thought on numbers. And where I come from is, the Far East, India. We basically use the Vedic tradition to look at numbers, with another tradition that is very ancient. And but I do believe that that is by far the most accurate system. That is solely based on my experience. I may be wrong, but that's what I feel. So what happens is, basic numerology, and most numerologists, you'll see they just look at numbers and then add them across and say, okay, this plus this plus this plus this is this, and then this is this, right? So that's how they deduce and analyze things. But in the Vedic tradition, what happens is each number is associated with some planetary energy. Now, say, for example, basic numerology goes from number 1 to number 9. And then, and each planet has a number that kind of works for it. For example, the number 1 has the energy of Sun, or 9 is Mars, or 5 is Mercury, or 7 is Neptune, or 3 is Jupiter. So it's something like that. So, and these numbers are alive. They're constantly vibrating because they have that energy of those planets behind them. Now, the thought behind, what I do is to harmonize energy, is to balance energy. And it all starts from our date of birth. So once we get a handle of the date of birth, then we look at the best vibrations that work with that particular date of birth. And then the rest is about harmonizing, basically, fine-tuning your name, your business name, the place where you live, your license plate numbers, maybe your bank account numbers. Social, of course, cannot change, and wherever numbers appear, right? To give you a quick example, someone like me, right? I mean, I'm born on April the 3rd of some year, and my basic energy vibrates with number 3 and number 9. Those are my best numbers. And so my name is Kalsi. So I've fine-tuned my name to my planet, number 9, which is Mars energy. And that's also the reason why I wear this color on my head, but it's kind of more Mars energy, which kind of flows with my DNA, and I feel very comfortable in it. So that is the thought, is basically using those numbers to fine-tune our lives in whatever way we can.
Wow, interesting. I have a lot to learn. I've never heard of this before. And I always wake up I always have 3, like I wake up 333, or I look at something and the time is 333. And actually my business is named Studio 33, where I'm at now. So we have a lot of 3.
Born?
I was born February 16th.
Oh, so yeah, you're very intuitive. Yeah. But you're very, very intuitive, and very intuitive. Let's see here. Let's just check, give me your date of birth.
You need the year, or?
If I have your number, no, I don't need the year. I can just sense my aura. So Mercury. So Mercury is communication, and that's what you do. So the number 5 works really well for you. 3 is Jupiter energy, and Jupiter. Well, if you see Jupiter is the largest. It's expansive. So seeing Jupiter is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with Jupiter. But Mercury, I'd say, is a great number for you, which is number 5, and 5 would also mean an emerald, an emerald, a green stone, a jade emerald, would be very good for you. That's good for liquid cash, money, communication, many good things. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Very interesting. Yeah, because I was doing some research about there, like what if the 33 meant something, and so somewhere I saw it said like angel number 33 or something. I don't know if that's true or not.
3 twice. So no, 3 twice is Jupiter. 3 is the energy of planet Jupiter, the largest planet, and 3 twice is a very, very auspicious energy. 3 repeating twice is very auspicious, but it again depends how it comes, right? I think the double three for you might not work that well, right? Because what happens is with your ruling planet, you're an air sign, right? More, with Aquarius energy, just about the cusp of Pisces, right? So I say more, number one would be very good. One, two, good for you. Even your intuition is really good. But what happens with that energy? This energy sometimes becomes deceptive, right? So be careful of people, right? You have to be careful in your kitchen when you're cooking, fire, you know,
Yeah.
the energy of fire sinks in. That what's coming. And then it basically goes down from your sacral chakra to your feet. So that is the area to watch all the time. You're driving your legs, feet, ankles, So that's how it always comes. So that is some place you have to watch all your life. Otherwise, intuition is really good. But I say Mercury 5, and then your and Moon. So number 2 works very well with you too. The energy of Moon also works very well with you. Moon basically is water, so some element of water.
Right.
You close to you would be very good.
I love the moon. I always go out for the full moon meditation, and
Yeah,
I see Jupiter all the time. So I look up and I see the brightest star. I know it's Jupiter, and
that's good to see.
I,
Yeah.
I have a little app on my phone, the Sky View, so it shows all the planets. And the first time
Mhm.
I saw it, it was so awesome, technology. So you put it up to the sky and it shows all the planets in line and where they are, and
Oh, beautiful.
what astrological sign it's in, if it's in Gemini or if it's in Aquarius, and you can see it on the app.
Sky view.
Sky View. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Yeah. So learning about that. And so tell me about your book. You have this book that you just came out, The Power of Home Numbers.
Yeah, actually, this book, The Power of Home Numbers, is now in its 4th edition. It's been refined, and I'm also a real estate broker here in the state of California for many, many years, and then I'm always drawn to numbers, and that's my passion. So I've helped numerous people by the grace of God. I've over the years find the right properties, and match their energies with homes so that equities they all went up, and then I'm fortunate to meet lots of people all the time, and I've looked at their numbers, and so this book has examples of many people, real life examples of people, and how their date of birth came in and how their home numbers worked for them or did not work for them. So the thought is to make the reader aware, that these numbers, are very important, and whatever sticks on your door is very important. I mean, there are many other tools of energy, right? People buy homes, they literally do the feng shui, they have
Right.
vastu shastra, they have all kinds of clearing methods and everything else. But I also believe very strongly that all new buyers, or those, if you all live in dwellings, right, do consider the numbers outside your door, and pay attention, because each number has planetary energy. I'll give you another example. Let's say now certain planets, right, like the number 1 and the number 8, they're kind of contradicting energy. Saturn and Sun father and son, as per Vedic tradition, don't get along well. So say for example, if someone's in a house number 108 or 81, right? Either form, this way or that way. So when this energy comes in, right, it'll draw in personal challenge like cuts, injuries, accidents, legal trouble, separation, divorce. All the BS energy would come and stand in front of your door. Your personal life will be absolutely challenged, I can guarantee you. But professionally, if you are, say, you work for the police, you're an FBI agent, you work for law enforcement, or you work for the government, or you are a nurse, or you're a surgeon, or you're a doctor, whatever, right? You will excel professionally. But personally, it'll bring challenges, many challenges.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then there is something else that comes with it. Now, so say for example, someone consults with me and I say, "Oh, you got this number, and now what?" So now the thing is not to say if there's an issue there's a remedy too. So the thought is to remedy it, right, and not just say, "Oh, Baba." No, it's not. So there's something called as number patching, which is my trademark. And so what I basically do is I use additional numbers, like small stickers, to shift the energy on the numbers outside the door if needed, right?
Okay,
As planetary energy.
I was gonna ask you that. What happens you find your dream home and it has the wrong numbers on the house? What are you supposed to do then?
Yeah, good. Yeah, so that's called patching. Like I said, I think I just jumped the gun here. So it's called patching, and it's my trademark. So if you're buying the property,
Wow, it seems a little complicated when you have, say you have 8 people in your house, and you're gonna have to get all these numbers, right? Each date of birth, and then the number of your house.
Yeah, it is. Right? Yes, it is. So a good idea is to, before you're buying a house, look at a neutral vibration, Try to get inside a neutral vibe that kind of basically takes everybody with them, right? But that's easier said, though, It's easier to say that now and doing a podcast with you.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah, but that is a fact, right? We have to be honest and truthful. But yeah, but that is the thought behind it, to try to balance everyone's energy.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at numbers, not realizing that they had energy. I mean, I've been learning more now about my chakras and all the energy we have and the power that we have as human beings, right? And
yes, absolutely.
So it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey learning from, all, interviewing different people right now. And I mean, I've always noticed, like, when I've bought a house or I've gone somewhere, I usually have an intuition or I can feel the energy, like, in the room. So I can tell, like, if something happened, almost like if something happened bad in the house, like, oh, I don't like this house. I can feel, like, you feel the energy in the house. If something
Yes, that is,
right.
Yeah, exactly. So you have like I said, you have a strong intuition that is absolutely there. And you should not second guess yourself either. If you feel strongly, you should go with it. A lot of people don't have it, and they, whatever comes to them is, it's just, they just do the wrong thing every time, right? Because they're not open.
That I was told that I had some kind of gift when I was even very little, as a little girl, little baby. Because my mother tells me the story when I was, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 years old. Since I was a premature baby, I was born like 3 months early. That I used to, so I stayed in the crib a little longer because I was small. And she used to tell me that I used to speak to the angels, and I used to see tons of angels, and I would tell her that I had like 6 angels around me, that they were beautiful. I don't remember, of course, but I was very little. And I remember as a little girl seeing different things when I was little, because we lived in New York City, and we lived near an ancient American Indian burial ground.
Oh boy, okay.
And I used to love going to I used to say, please take me to the museum, to the burial ground. I felt such a strong energy from there. And I never understood, I never knew why. I understand a little bit more now, but I didn't know why. And I remember seeing one time, I actually saw an American Indian walking in the street, but it was more of a spirit. It wasn't a person. Nobody else saw it except for me. And I still remember to this day that vision of seeing an American Indian with the feathers and everything just walking by. Like, didn't you see him go by? So I've had things in my life that I've seen things, and like you're saying, I second guess myself. I used to a lot, because I remember we get that little that voice that said, don't do it. Don't go in there. Something bad's gonna happen. I'm like, whatever. And sure enough, something bad happened,
Yeah.
So I'm learning, and I'm trying to learn more from, like, people like you and other experts out there, so I can in tune with my intuition and my gifts.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, yes. So back to the book. So it has a lot of examples about home numbers and street numbers, and people that have lived in those examples. Now, it is important to understand that both my books, this book all about numbers, and then this one, The Power of Home Numbers, these are not how-to books. It's not like you read the book and say, I know it all. No, that's not true. But there is a lot of information there in order to make you aware. You understand a lot, right?
Right.
Nobody can read everything in one read, right? It doesn't happen like that.
Right.
But yeah, but it's really useful, and I've had many people around the world who've read this, and yeah, they've liked it. It's at the moment it's getting translated in, I think, 7 to 10 languages.
Oh,
so
awesome.
yes, going to come. Spanish is the next one, I think, soon.
Yes.
and then followed by other languages. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Let me know. Send me the link when it's in Spanish so I can tell it to my Spanish community.
Yeah.
I will put this on also my digital magazine called Nuestro Magazine, which caters to multicultural, mostly Hispanic, but multicultural magazine that I have as well.
Yeah, but I do find that Hispanic people are more in tune, they're more in tune. And that's the reason why I have this book, because I do want the Spanish world to, give me their thought, read it and understand it, right? And I'm sure they all will. So by the grace of God, I think very soon, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be out on Amazon, and then I'll send you a link. Absolutely. I will.
Yeah, that's
I'll send
awesome.
you a copy as well.
So
I'll mail you a copy as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be great. I would love a real copy. A lot of people send me the PDFs, and I'm like, I want a real book.
Yeah, we'll send you a real book. Yeah, we will.
It makes a big difference to hold the book, and
Yes.
sit and read it in a quiet place instead of on the phone. I don't like reading on there.
No, a proper book. I'll send you a proper
book. Thank you. But this is great. This is going to be a guide for, like you said, you have a guide to readers, to help them understand, the numbers, and that way we can kind of have a little reference. So when we go somewhere, a business, even where you work, right? Even when you work,
Yes.
telephone number, everything.
Yeah, and then also, yeah, absolutely. Also, yeah, the numbers and see property, real estate too. If people are buying and selling property, it's always good for them to kind of do a reference and get an idea. What is what. Just kind of get more aware.
Right. I think most people are aware only of don't get anything with 666, right? That's like the biggest taboo. Those three numbers, everybody flips out when they see those 3 numbers. So if you see an address, I'm like, oh wow, their address is 666. Oh wow, like.
But that is true though, and I agree with that totally. Yeah, that is the reference in the Bible as well, like you all know, but 666 3 times is very heavy energy. Yeah.
Yes, and I've seen houses like that, so I'm like, oh, I couldn't live there. Like a 1666. I mean, you said if you put another number, it offsets them. So
I wouldn't even get into that. No, the signs are too heavy. Just stay away.
Right, exactly. That's what I say. Stay away from those 3 numbers, and don't make sure even telephone numbers. I always look at them. What number is it? I don't want that number.
Yeah, yeah.
My phone number has 2 5s, so that's good.
That's very good communication. And then 5 is your lucky number. I told you. That's very good. 2 5s is communication. Even your car, you should have a license plate like has 2 5s or 3 5 personal license plate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should have like 5 or 555. Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll do that. I'll just put 555. Yeah, my area code has a 5, and then my phone number has 2 5s. So I have 3 5s in my number.
That's really good. Very good for you. And how did you pick it? Just by intuition?
The what?
It just came to you, or you chose it, or how did it happen?
No, I've had that number since I've been in Florida, so I've had it for 23 years. And then when you mentioned 5, I've always kept that number. I go, I have 3 5s. Look at that.
Yep, very good. Very good.
So this is great. This has been a great conversation. I look forward to looking at the book and learning more about numbers, and definitely we'll have to, we'll keep in touch. And also I'll let everybody know, I put everything on the post here with the interview. I'll have your website information. They can see everything on your website. I went there also. They can read your bio, and also you have you do readings. So I saw there you can book readings also.
Yes,
for
absolutely,
business and personal. So everybody, if you want to have a reading from Jesse Kalsi, and you can reach it at his website. I'll put the correct spelling on it so everybody will know what it is. And please reach out to him and learn about numbers and the energy they give you.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, and have an awesome rest of the week. And thank you again. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Rebooted the Podcast to learn about each episode's guests and topics. This is your host, Alida Hernandez. See you next Tuesday.